Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon here in New York City. I'm actually still here. I was supposed to work a flight, actually a turn to go down to Miami and back to New York before going and heading over to Boston, but they canceled the flight. They actually canceled the turn, so all I do is work tonight, going from New York City to Boston. To me, it was a blessing. Um, and I say all of that to say, I look at that and I say to myself, okay, what do I do? And I'm here. I'm here in the gym, the hotel gym here in New York City. And I've been here for, I think, just shy of 3 hours. By the time I'm done, I'll be a little bit over 3 hours. And it was necessary for me to do. I don't spend much time in the gym. Really, it's always mostly running or walking. Um, but because I've got New York on Sunday, I'm trying to just kind of save the legs from the distances and things, to short the taper period, as some people call it. As I'm working out, I'm actually listening to a series from Michael Todd and the Transformation Church. It's called The Cuffing Season. It's, from what I see so far, it's a 10-part series, and it's kind of the idea of a lot of the stuff that I talk about, the idea of courage over comfort, the idea of finding your greatness in your purpose in God is in being uncomfortable. And so it's all right up my alley, and it's what I'm listening to at the moment. And the interesting thing about it is when you start getting into these uncomfortable spaces, what you start to realize is a lot about yourself. For me, I was forced to really take hard looks at myself, really look at my flaws, my weaknesses, also my strengths, but most importantly, my facades, the parts about myself that I hide, the parts about myself that I use to manage to get through things. And it's a constant struggle, and I am looking at myself in the mirror all the time. And he said it at the beginning of I'm actually on the third week of the series, and he said it in the beginning, saying that it will force you to take hard looks at yourself. And I'm telling you, listening to it, um, it truly does. Um, I've said this before. I am an imperfect soldier of Christ, and I'm humbled by it every time. And it's so interesting to me to be here. And I'll say a lot of it has to do with the fact that um, it makes me come out of my shell in ways that I've just never been comfortable doing before. And I've cried more in these last 2 years than I've ever cried in my lifetime. And the interesting part about it, a lot of times there are tears of pain at times, but I could tell you probably 80 to 90% of the time they're just tears of joy, because it's a release from some of the things that I've always had hold me down. It's like I've always described it as taking an elephant off my back, and it's just feeling so free. Um, but it's always work to be done. And something that he just said in this last statement is like, even when you get to the top of the mountain, the idea is to maintain it and retain it. And just because you've gotten there doesn't mean that you just stay there easily. It's always a continuous journey, and I understand it. I'm sorry, that was just a release for me right there. Anyway, go out and have an amazing weekend. I'm gonna continue with my workout. I got a little bit more I want to do. I'm gonna work on some back stuff. Probably go out for a walk a little bit later, because I don't work again. I don't have to be at work till about 8:50 tonight, and it's 12:30. I will try to get some good quality rest, but man, I'm always on my grind. Be peaceful today. Talk to you soon.